Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Dear ladies and gentlemen, my name is Muhammad Rizki Noval. You can call me Naufal. I am from Vocational High School to Selong. Today, I will discuss theory talk Unlocking the Future, Transforming Education in Indonesia. Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you this. What does it take to shape a nation's future? It's not just infrastructure, politics, or even technology. This is education. Education is the heartbeat of development, the bridge between poverty and progress, and the key to unlocking human potential. And today, I want to talk about Indonesia, a nation of more than 270 million people, where education holds both tremendous promise and persistent challenge. Indonesia has made significant strides in education. According to UNESCO 2023, primary school enrollment now exceeds 95%. That's something to be proud of, but behind those numbers lies a more complex story. A study published in the International Journal of Educational Development, Chang et al. 2022, reveals that although access to education has improved, quality remains inconsistent, especially in rural and remote areas. Students in Java may receive a different level of education than those in Papua or Nusa Tenggara Timur. Let's talk about PISA, the Program for International Student Assessment, in the last report OECD 2022. Indonesian student ranked in the bottom 10 globally for reading, mathematics, and science. Why? The reasons are multi-layered: outdated methods, lack of teacher training, limited resources, and a curriculum that often emphasizes rote memorization over critical thinking. According to a 2021 journal article in Asia Pacific Education, review by Suryadama and Jones, teacher competence and student learning outcomes in Indonesia are not always aligned. Many teachers lack access to professional development, especially outside major cities. And yet, I'm not here to dwell on what's broken. I'm here to shine a light on what's possible. In places like Yogyakarta and Bandung, community-led school and digital education platforms like Ruang Guru and Kelas Pintar are changing the game. These teach-based tools are bringing personalized learning to millions of students, even in remote areas. A 2020 study in the Journal of Educational Computing Research found that students using learning platforms in Indonesia improved their test score by up 30% in a year. The Ministry of Education, under the Merdeka Belajar program, is now promoting a more student-centered approach. This initiative, launched in 2020, aims to give school and teachers more autonomy while shifting focus standardized testing to creativity and critical thinking. But innovation alone isn't enough. We need equity, we need policy reform, we need investment, not just in technology, but in teachers, infrastructure, and early childhood education. We must support local governments in budgeting more effectively for education. According to the World Bank 2023, although Indonesia allocates 20% for its budget to education, spending efficiency is still a major issue, especially when it comes to improving outcomes. When it comes to improving outcomes. And perhaps most importantly, we need to listen. we must listen to the students who work hours to get to school, to the teachers who create miracle with minimal resources, and to the communities that are already finding solutions. Education in Indonesia is at a crossroad. We can either continue with business as usual, or we can reimagine, rebuild, and regenerate. To do that, we must blend local wisdom with global insight, tradition with technology, and policy with purpose. So let's commit not just to learning, but transforming the way we educate, because when we invest in education, we invest in Indonesians' future. And attention please, allow me to give some words of motivation to all of you. Change is not always easy, but it's not always simple. But with enough dedication, any habit can be reshaped. So if you really want it, becoming the best version of yourself, get up today and start working on it. I promise you'll get there. Thank you.